Hi guys, happy Easter. My name is Marco here. This is We Love Betting. Due to the quick turnaround in Football League fixtures over this Easter period, I'm not going to have time to pen a comprehensive piece for Easter Monday's fixtures, so video format it is this week. So, bit of a frustrating Good Friday. I'm not really sure where Leighton Orient's performance came from, but full credit to them. Obviously Colchester got a point against Doncaster, didn't get that third goal I was hoping for, and Forest put in a poor performance at home to Blackburn. So hoping to bounce back on Easter Monday. I've got 3 bets lined up across the 3 divisions. I'm speaking on Saturday, so team news from the previous day is pretty thin, but I've done my best to dig out as much as I possibly can to back up these 3 selections, starting on obviously Monday with the championship game between Brighton and Wigan at the Amex. Brighton 2-0 winners against Wolves to put them on the verge of clinching promotion to the Premier League. Victory on Easter Monday against Wigan will almost certainly seal it due to their superior goal difference over Huddersfield, but Huddersfield have that game in hand, which obviously doesn't make it mathematically possible this weekend, but fully expect them to get the victory against Wigan. Expect a party atmosphere at the Amex as well. Brighton haven't been in the Premier League or the top flight since 1983, so but I wouldn't expect Chris Hughton's men to sort of take their eyes off the ball or rest on their laurels. I wouldn't think Hughton would allow such a scenario to happen, despite being potentially distracted by the promotion party, especially after last season's woe. If you consider how last season ended, I fully expect Brighton to be focused on the job in hand, and their record at home this season has been superb. 16 wins from 21. They have been the best team in the league this season. They have been the most consistent team, and I think they're fully deserving and warrant their skinny price. I think they're around 1-2 to win this match. I'm going to boost that price from 1-2 to 17-20 with BetStars by adding in over 1.5 goals. I fully expect Brighton to win. I don't think it'll be a 1-0 scoreline either. I think they'll score at least twice. And Wigan obviously need the points as well, so they should be coming out and trying to attack Brighton themselves. But Brighton's record at home against bottom half teams since the start of last season is really remarkably good, in fact. 47 games, 36 wins, 7 draws and 4 defeats. At the Amex, 20 wins, 1 draw, 1 defeat. That's fantastic, and that's just the nugget I need to really sort of believe in this bet. Brighton just don't take any prisoners at home, especially against the bottom half. Wigan, well, they needed comeback victories at Rotherham and Barnsley in the last 2 games to keep their survival hopes alive. They have conceded 4 goals in those 2 games though, which is quite concerning. Away record, 12 defeats and 21. Only 3 of those losses were by 1-0 scorelines as well, which is quite encouraging. They've lost 7 of 9 games at top 6 teams this season, and I fully expect it to be 8 defeats and 10 come Monday evening. Moving on then into League One, Charlton take on Gillingham. Pretty tragic to see what's going on at Charlton at the moment. Can only sympathise with Ajax supporters, as I'm sure many others across the country can too. Club isn't really being helped on and off the pitch, but appointment of Carl Robinson leaves a lot to be desired. I'm not his biggest fan, and I'll try not to lay into him too much, but since he's taken charge at the Valley, 5 wins in 24, 2 wins in 16. It's absolutely atrocious. Since Boxing Day, Charlton have won 4 games, drawn 8 and lost 8. They won here at the Valley against Southend last time out. A very fluky win. Southend were all over them in that game. But that victory should ensure they avoid relegation. Still, just 1 clean sheet in 20 games in 2017. And goalkeeper Declan Rice was man of the match against Coventry. Relegated Coventry at the weekend in a really poor performance during that 1-1 draw at the Rico. Those 20 games in 2017 have averaged 9.2 shots on target, which is quite healthy. Majority of those have come from the opposition as well. 8 of the last 10 have seen both teams score, and 14 of the last 20 have seen both teams to score. BTTS is 7-10 on Easter Monday here against Gillingham. I'm going to take it. You can take it with BetStars or Bet365. Because Gillingham are just, well, they're always amongst the goals. 2 stoppage time goals sealed a 3-1 win against Bristol Rovers on Good Friday. Adi Pennock, their head coach, was understandably very, very emotional and excited by that victory. It pushes them only 2 points behind Charlton ahead of this game and 4 points clear of the relegation zone too. It was the 15th game in 17 that has seen both teams score in Gillingham matches, and 9 of the last 10 have seen over 2.5 goals. Gills have only kept 2 clean sheets all season. Only Chesterfield have faced more shots than them as well this season. But interestingly too, Gillingham have only failed to score once away from home since early December, and they also welcome back Bradley Dack from suspension this weekend. You know, if you look at the two teams' defensive records, Charlton have kept 1 clean sheet in 20, Gillingham 2 clean sheets all season. Both teams score 7 to 10. Thank you very much. We'll round it up in League 2. Accrington take on Crawley. I said a number of times in a few columns this season that the league table does lie often too, and Accrington are in a very false position throughout the most of the season. But manager John Coleman didn't believe they deserved to be down the bottom. He even said, around I think early January, he said we could actually still make the playoffs, and a lot of people laughed at him back then. But they've really found their feet since Boxing Day. They're motoring up into top 7 contention, 4 points adrift now after 10 wins, 8 draws and 2 defeats this calendar year, with the bulk of their good work being carried out at home at the Wham Stadium. 6 wins, 4 draws, 0 defeats in 2017. If you look at the shot ratio and shots on target ratio rankings in League 2 this season, Accrington rate 4th and 6th, which backs up those assumptions that Accrington were underperforming earlier this season. At home this season, home since the start of last season, they only failed to score 3 times in 44 games, and they scored at least twice in 7 of the last 10 home games in 2017. I'll be back in Accrington to win this game against Crawley. They're 3 to 4, but again I'm going to boost the price to 23 to 20 with BetStars by adding in over 1.5 goals. 82% of 44 Accrington home games since the beginning of 2015-16 have featured over 1.5 goals. 73% of those have seen both teams to score. Crawley have lost 11 of 21 away, lost 6 of 10 at the top half. Seen 86% of their away games feature 2 goals or more. They've only won 3 games since mid-January as well. I'm not the biggest fan of Crawley. I haven't been throughout the season. They're a bottom 4 team in terms of performance data metrics. They're not going down. There's little motivation, and there's a very long journey up on Easter Monday too to negotiate. So I'm happy to oppose Crawley here against an Accrington team, but just still gunning for those playoff positions. Accrington to win and over 1.5 goals, 23 to 20 at BetStars. Thank you very much too. So throw in both BTTS at 7 to 10, which you can also back at BetStars, and of course Brighton to win and over 1.5 goals at 17 to 20 against Wigan, also with BetStars. If you chuck those 3 in the treble, you get around 5 to 1 with BetStars, which is pretty decent too. But they're my 3 bets this weekend on Easter Monday. Best of luck. Hope you have a good one, and I'll catch you next week.